Hello. In this user video, we're going to show you how to add vehicles into your resources for the Road Direct system. So up the top right here, you can see that we've got the wee icon, briefcase, says resources. We go to there and then click the vehicles tab. If it's defaulted to a different tab, simply just click the vehicles tab. It gets you back there. When we log into the system, obviously defaults to the calendar. So just a reminder, you'll go along the top, find resources, go to vehicles, and here we are. For user guides about users, go to that tab and it has a separate video for that. But for the purposes of this video today, we're focusing on vehicles. First thing is you can filter your vehicles. Anything with a colour on it is generally telling you that something's expiring on the vehicle. Now, if you use some sort of other car vehicle management system like eRoads, then stick to that, but you would still add the vehicles here because for the purpose of when you're allocating the vehicle to a job on the calendar view, you need to be able to select the vehicle and the system can manage if it's being used already, i.e. it's got a tick. And you can spread the vehicles over the jobs. And the cool thing about this one here is when you add the vehicle, you're putting in custom information like does it have an arrow board, a cone bar to stand in to put the cones at the back, and tow bar. Handy little quick sneak peek informations about the vehicle when you're allocating. Again, this works really good with staff scheduler. The reason being is that if you load a vehicle, let's go back here to the resources, into here, and you say that it's a manual vehicle driven with a stick, and then you try to pair a person that can only drive automatic on their driver's license, the system tells you. So when I refer back to if you don't want to use it for regos and all that, you don't have to, but you still need to add your vehicles here. Now I would still put the rego in there anyway, because when you go to allocate a vehicle and if it shows red, it's just another way to be reminded that hey, it needs something done on it, like servicing. So yeah, we've got the filter across here, everything's pretty, you can put its role and all that sort of stuff. So when you're selecting the vehicle, it can remind you what it does. It's a ute, small vehicle, don't use for this. You just set that up so when you're on the calendar, which I just showed you, it's giving you that information. It's license type and all those other things. If you need to go in to edit a current vehicle or view pre-start checks or change its availability because it's off the road or whatever, you can do those things here as well. Or you've sold it and you need to delete it. So yeah, you'll just go in and click the ... right hand corner, and then view, and then you can edit those things. So really simple. Alright, let's get to the nitty gritty. We want to know how we can add a vehicle. Next to that, just before I open that, is an export, which will give you an Excel sheet with all your vehicle and all this information here if you want to share that within your internal workforce, or for somebody else, you can do that as well. But let's go straight to add vehicle. Cool. I'm not going to get into the obvious here. We all know what the make and model and the year is, and whatever the nickname you want it to display on the eBoard calendar, because if you don't want a big long name, you can just call it a nickname like N1 or iZoo, #1 or whatever, IS2, whatever you're using now. Keeping it short always helps. That's where you put the expiry stuff, the rego plate, description of what your role you use it for and that sort of thing, license type, what road level it can be used on. That's another good one, because if the job is level 2 and the vehicle is only used for level 1, it will give you a reminder prompt when you're allocating the vehicle, like I just showed you before to the job. It will pop up with an alert. I'll just go back and show you that because it is a very cool feature. So when I go to add a vehicle to the job, I click here and it's not right, it's going to pop up this message and tell you stuff. So it's worth taking a bit of time to get this right, and we're only putting in there once, so it's not exactly like it's going to take much time at all. I just like to express the importance of the data, because then the Road Direct system is working for you. You don't have to hold all that stuff in your head, or if you've got other people in your company, it's shared without you even having to verbally say it. And then capacity, how many people can it commute? Because we forget, how many vehicles people can that take? Cone capacity, can it take 200, 100 cones? So you can see all that stuff. go in there, add it, and then click save. The only interesting thing, if you want to exclude it from the calendar, i.e. it's one of the owners, or it's one of the planners use it, or one of the office staff use the vehicle, and you don't want it to be selected to be used for TTM job, then you can click that there, and what that'll do is when you're back on the calendar, works very much the same way as it does for when you're adding staff, is that it moves it off the top and pushes it down the bottom, that sort of thing. So yeah, very intuitive system. Let's go back to resources. Yeah, that's about it. Have fun. Happy sailing.